start and salute with me, say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon again. We have some special guests, but we will get to y'all in a moment. So just be with us just a little bit. Ms. Clerk, let the record show that all members are present tonight. And next on the agenda, we need to review and approve our council meeting from our last meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as read? We have a motion by Ms. Baker. We have a second. We have a second by Ms. Holland. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Next up on the agenda is the approval of tonight's agenda. We have a motion to approve the minutes or the agenda as written. We have a motion by Mr. Davis. Do we have a second? We have a second by Mr. Moultrie. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Under committee reports, council had a work session upstairs at 4 o'clock to go over our agenda tonight, and that's the only report that we have at this time, I believe. So next on the agenda is what everybody's here for. We want to recognize the 6 and under Swedish World Series champion representing Troy, Alabama. I think the mayor and Dan is going to take over from here on this.
Thank you, Mr. President. How y'all doing? All right, we are so happy that y'all are here. It's not quite as hot as the last time we all saw each other. All right. Wesley, can you hear me? Am I? When you get old like me, you have to start wearing glasses to read. So, but anyway, we've got a commendation and a plaque for everybody, and we're also going to be working on getting y'all a billboard to put out at the sports place. As I had the opportunity to talk to all of y'all when we came back to Louisiana, these young ladies made history. They are the first girls softball team in the history of Troy, Alabama to win the World Series. And not only did they win, you'll find out when I read this proclamation, they dominated. And they worked really, really hard. And Will and JD and Josh and Quinn and coaching staff and parents, everybody just did a fabulous job. But I'm going to read the certificate of commendation that everybody's going to get, and I'll read Coach Will Starlins, and then I'll ask each of you to come up, and we'll hand you your stuff, and then I know that everybody up here is going to want to say all kinds of nice things about you, and then we'll take some pictures. So anyway, this is a certificate of commendation, 2023 BC Softball Swedes X-Play World Series champions. And this one is Coach Will Starlins. Whereas the 6-year-old Troy Swedes team won the state tournament in Eufaula, Alabama, posting a 5-0 record, defeating opponents Dothan 24-0, Montgomery Gray 16-5, Luverne 23-2, Enterprise 19-1, and Montgomery Gray 19-7 to claim the 2023 Alabama Dixie Softball Swedes State Championship. And whereas, after winning the state tournament, the Troy team advanced to the 2023 Dixie Softball Swedes X-Play World Series in Alexandria, Louisiana, July the 29th through August the 1st, 2023, where they posted another 5-0 record, defeating Ward 10 by a score of 19-0, Florida by a score of 22-13, Georgia 27-15, Tennessee 23-2, and Florida 14-3 to claim the championship title. And whereas the 2023 season was one for the record books as the Troy 6 and under Swedes played Troy's first ever World Series title in softball while posting an overall undefeated record of 10-0 and and outscoring opponents 206 to 48. Whereas it gives me a tremendous amount of pleasure on behalf of the Troy City Council and all the citizens of Troy to express our sincere congratulations to all members of the 2023 Dixie Softball Sweeties X-Play World Series Championship team. The Troy 600 under Sweeties, you are to be commended for an exciting, hard-fought, successful season. We are proud of the championship you have earned, as well as the fine publicity you have brought to our community. Whereas, we are pleased to publicly commend head coach Will Starling, assistant coaches Jonathan Blair, Josh Crow, and Cliff Pugh, and an outstanding season. And whereas we feel that special recognition is due to players Sawyer Blair, Mary George Crow, Emily Dunston, Scarlett Ingram, Kinsley Jackson, Zoe King, Harper Moats, Colin Pugh, Turner Rhodes, Ansley Starling, Zaylee Sullivan, and Ivy Webb. Now therefore I, Jason A. Reeves, Mayor of the City of Troy, and on behalf of the Troy City Council, do hereby present this certificate of commendation to the 2023 Dixie Softball Sweeties X-Play World Series champions, the Troy 6 and under Sweeties softball team, as an expression of the affection and admiration from all of our citizens. And it's got my signature, the City of Troy seal, and Will, this is yours, and I'd be remiss if I didn't let you say a few words, if you don't mind, before we start going through all this.
Yes, for sure. First of all, okay, let everybody see him real quick.
Sure.
All right. Everybody see it? Oh, okay. I guess, Gabe, thank you. You can't thank everybody for all the support, but obviously it starts at the top with Mayor Reeves and the whole city of Troy. Wherever we go, it's like I've said in the past, and I've said before, but I have seen a lot of rec parks. I've been involved in a lot of city leagues, and the support we get is unmatched. And we're very thankful because none of that would have been possible without the city. Secondly, we have the best recreation department in the country, as far as I'm concerned. If there's a better one, I want to see it. And these two and the entire staff make it happen. I told this story when we got back from Louisiana. It was hot, I think Mayor Reeves said it, but everybody was so wet. And Mr. Dan was the hardest working man in Louisiana, but it's Canberra. Mr. David, he was in Tennessee doing the same thing. So thank y'all for the support. And we wouldn't be able to do any of this. We wouldn't be able to coach. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without the support. And I'm very grateful for it. To the parents, I thank y'all numerous times. This is, I was fortunate enough to play every level to college, and never thought I'd be this involved with a bunch of 6-year, 5-6-year-old girls. I really enjoy it, and thankful to the parents for the buy-in that they have, and especially thankful to the little girls. It was a fun summer. The assistant coaches, I've said this multiple times, are the ones who really need me. They're the brains behind it. I just am lucky enough to be called the head coach. So, again, thanks to everybody. Thanks for having us. It was a really good experience.
Thank you. What we do is we're going to call everybody up, and if you'll go right over there, and then once everybody gets up here, we'll let the council say what they will say, and we'll get everybody what they want. Next is JV Coach Jonathan Blair. Coach Josh Crow. Coach Cliff Pugh. George Blair. Mary George Crowe. Emily Hudson. Scarlett. Kinsley Jackson. Zoe King. Harper Moses. Colin Key. Turner Rose. Ansley Starr. Zaylee Sullivan. And Ivy Webb. Dan, anything before we turn it over to the council?
Well, thank you, Mayor, and ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say Troy Parks and Recreation offers year-round a lot of opportunities for the boys and girls, and it would not be possible without the support of the mayor and the people. Support they'll give these young people is critical. And we also could not do it without the support of the parents for allowing their children to play in our programs. We're sincerely grateful. And I need to take a quick poll because we started playing basket softball in 1995, and as Mayor Ray said, this is our first World Series championship. As a female in this room, if you play basket softball in Troy or anywhere else, raise your hand, please. Yes. These ladies, slow pitch included, all these ladies paved the way for these young girls to accomplish what they did this year, and we're very thankful. This time I'll turn it over to you.
Hey, girls, congratulations. Y'all deserve hard work. But go home and thank your parents, because if it wasn't them, y'all wouldn't have been out here. It takes a lot of dedication from your parents during the summer months for y'all to do what you did. But y'all were ball game, they did. So congratulations. Good folks.
Congratulations, ladies. It's awesome to see you all up here representing so beautifully in Troy. And y'all go out next year and bring it back again, because I know y'all got it again. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and you just can't believe how proud of y'all are, each and every one. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Did y'all know that y'all had people in Mexico watching you in the last 2 games? And I was one of them. I was in Mexico and watching City Shop Thunder. So whoever was doing Facebook Live, thanks. We kept but Mayor, if we had one more gift to give them, it'd be a broom, I think, after that record. I mean, talk about domination. Y'all swept all your opponents. Your parents will explain it to you, but a broom is no gift, right? I get it, sister. But congratulations, and yes, to the parents, grandparents, and coaches. You girls gave us something really fun to keep up with this summer. So congratulations. I hope you remember it forever.
I don't know which one ain't gonna let us say blood. I know what y'all mean by blood. Every time I had a room, I had a kilo. But that's what it symbolized. We're so blessed to have you all represent us in a manner that not only shows what kind of character you have, you're gonna have, the talent, and everything else that y'all have been, blessed with. So y'all keep it, I know some of y'all probably won't be sick, but y'all leading the way. So it's been great to have such a great family. That's my little brother. But they got a little way. Let's take out a hand. I want to give you a.
Hey, one more thing, this is we all signed the back here as a token of appreciation for Mary.
I appreciate this, and it'll go in my office with the other bags that we've got. And, I have to say, if it wasn't for what the citizens do to the city council, we wouldn't have anything. So let's give them a round of applause.
We're gonna get a picture.
Yeah, let's take a picture.
Get two lines, all from the back. You don't need.
Hold it up, girl.
Hey, I see.
Okay, look back here. Look back a little lower, Kimberly.
There you go.
Am I looking this way?
Thank you. Real small one.
We got it?
Thank you, girl.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
So proud of y'all.
Okay, all the excitement is over with, now we get back to business. Next up on our agenda is liquor license class 140, it's a special event retail ABC license application for BB Beverage Management. I think Green Walk Hospitality LLC, they're going to be holding this at 200 South Market Street and in Temple Hall. Gentlemen, the representative, please come up and tell us what you're going to do. That's right.
I'm Brady Hughes, representative of Beverage Management, and I was up here before, not too long ago, and we're seeking a special event license through the ABC board to hold something at Kendall Hall. It's a great event. I've had some questions before regarding checking IDs. In this particular scenario, the group is actually going to have their IDs checked before they get there. 21 or over is going to have a wristband, under 21 is going to have a mark on their hand. Keep them still, the bartenders from our group. We'll be checking IDs as they come up to purchase alcohol. It's our policy in any event. We're based out of Auburn, so we do a lot of events in Auburn, Tuscaloosa, out here in Florida. And alcohol lanes on the campus, or wherever the boundaries are of the setting. I know that's a concern. That's obviously. We work with ABC. ABC is going out, I believe, Friday morning to take some photographs. That's part of their protocol. We work with them to establish where the boundaries, where's the alcohol to stay, where's it not to go. And we just make sure that we're right all that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate appreciate you going into detail, or how you're going to check everything. And I know we've asked you this
Sure.
before, which we also give you the spiel that, you know, possibly the police and ABC will come in and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, which you always have.
Yes, sir.
And we know you will continue to do that. Do we have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned that under will have a different color district.
Anyone under 21 will have supposed to have an X on their hand.
Oh, an X, not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Even then, we still check ID at the point of sale, because attorney shorty, people checking on folks, you know, we can.
So even with the X on their hand, will the beverage still be in the same kind of container, no matter if the X is on their hand or if the bag is on their hand? So how do you distinguish the difference with me and my counterpart? If I'm up there and then, I got the X, you know? Well, it's different, you know? Stephanie got the X, and she has a red cup, and I got a bag and I got a red cup. How do you know that Stephanie cup doesn't have liquid in it? You don't, do you?
I don't, I mean, you know, obviously, it's somebody comes in to purchase, obviously, if somebody's trying to purchase multiple drinks, that's a red flag. But I will say this, after every event we have the ability to the manager that's on site and the workers on site to report back any incidents. It does not happen very often, but often when it does, is we had outside alcohol come in, we had confiscated, it's fake IDs, it's underage people found with alcohol, so, you know, again, obviously we take our ability to do business very, very seriously. So this is something that's policed and can't be stopped. What we can do is we can control it at the point of sale. Beyond that, it's tougher. That's not to say that we don't pursue it, we don't enforce it as best we can.
But what I can say is that I've noticed over the years that we haven't had a lot of reporting of this happening. But you got a new generation, so they come in strong. You got to be on your P's and Q's with them now.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, but, you know, I thank you for how it has been handled in the past.
Look, we were all probably at school at one point, or of an age where we were doing some silly things. I remember
Yeah.
one attorney sorority formals in college, and I was doing some stuff that
Yeah.
we're supposed to be doing, and I thought it was just stupid, and why are they making these rules? And now I see and I understand that. Yes, ma'am. So, you know.
All right, thanks.
No, we're on camera. We never did anything wrong.
Illegal activity.
And this starts and ends at what time?
It begins at, I believe it's 8 to 11 p.m. I'll verify that.
On the 20,
Yeah, it goes from 8 to 11.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve this class 140 special event retail EBC license application?
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Bojek, we have a second. Second by Ms. Baker, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carried. Thank you, sir, and good luck.
May I have the excuse?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, sir.
I did have one comment. Thank you for extending your services to our area. I know you're from out of town, and so I assume most of your staff is, but it's obviously a need here with our, you know, particularly having Greeks, but, anyway, it's nice to have a professional, experienced company in town, and
And by doing that, it's funny, I was doing a walkthrough with ABC at a fraternity house in Auburn last week, and I always wondered why, what's their interest in paying somebody like us to do it? Well, it's just that big thing, it's something they don't have to worry about, and make sure it's done right, and do it right, so I appreciate you recognizing that, so.
yes, thank you.
Have a great night.
Next up on the agenda is resolution 2023-70, the authority to reject the bid, Fire Station 3 addition. Chief Stevens.
Yes, sir. We sent bids out about a month and a half, 2 months ago to add an addition. This is one engine bay for Station 3 off Hill Highway. We received one bid. It was way over what we had budgeted for. Was able to go back and negotiate with one bidder. We could still not get to where we felt comfortable with spending that type of money on what we thought we needed. So it's my recommendation and with the mayor's approval to reject that bid, and we will just start back over and look for something in the future to do for that station.
Any questions? Chief Stevens. Not, we'll have a motion to approve resolution 2023-70, the authority to reject the bid. Motion by Ms. Holly, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Davis. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being budget conscious of the taxpayers' dollars.
Thank you.
Next up on the agenda is resolution 2023-71, fiscal year 2024 rebuild Alabama transportation plan. Ms. Sanders. What was yours?
The Rebuild Alabama Act, which was passed with Act 2019-2, requires municipalities to adopt an annual transportation plan no later than August 31st of each year. As you're aware, the fiscal year 2022 Rebuild Alabama Transportation Plan was a multi-year plan due to timing and the cost of the projects. This fiscal year 2024 plan extends the revenue over the space of fiscal year 2024 for those projects that were approved in 2022.
And all this work has been completed, stated in our
Yes, sir.
vote. Any other questions from Ms. Sanders?
I was gonna ask something, I forgot to ask. I'll ask you.
You sure? Okay. We have a motion to approve resolution 2023-71.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Davis, we have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Baker. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you, Senator. Next up on our agenda is resolution 2023-72, fiscal year 2024 airport improvement grant. We have Ms. Michelle from Gilbert Building Cabling.
Good afternoon or good evening. So this is the pre-application for your fiscal year 2024 airport capital improvement plan and the grant pre-application. This will be for next fiscal year. I put together a budget, an estimated budget for this project. It's going to be a 90% federal match, a 5% Aldott Aeronautics Bureau match, and it would be a 5% local match. So your estimated match for the project, which is a taxiway mill and overlay for your primary runway, is around $85,000. So this will just give the authority for the mayor to go ahead and submit the pre-application to let Aldott and FAA know that you guys plan to submit a grant application next spring for this fiscal year 2024.
This is runway 725.
This is for a taxiway mill and overlay for your runway 725. It's complete parallel taxiway.
Any questions?
And so when you were saying that 5% is coming out of the city's budget for $85,000.
Yes, ma'am. It would be roughly around the end of next summer towards September, October, when the project would actually begin construction. You would be having to start putting in your 5% match.
Right, and that, again, that's an estimate. Once the project is bid, this will actually vote on this. It'll come up 2 more times between now and hopefully we're do all of that. So that's an estimate of what it'll be, but we will put the local match, which is 5% of the total estimate of $1,712,300 in next year's budget.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve resolution 2023-72, airport improvement grant?
So
We have a motion by Ms. Moser, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Ms. Holly. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention?
Aye.
Ready to show the one abstention. Next on the agenda is resolution 20, Next on the agenda is resolution 2023-73, adopting, revised, and updated Troy multimodal safety action plan. Ms. Sanders.
Before Ms. Sanders comes, or did I miss? You didn't approve it. Did you hear? I didn't.
Did I skip something?
The city adopted the Troy Multimodal Safety Action Plan on September 13, 2023. This safety action plan embodies a commitment by the city to reduce fatalities and serious crashes on its road network. It was determined that revisions and updates were required in order to be eligible for the Safe Streets and Roads for All Implementation Grant Program, and the city, through a joint effort with the Auburn University Transportation Research Institute and the 50 Fund, prepared these revisions and updates to the safety action plan.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Sanders? If not, we have a motion to approve Resolution 2023-73. Motion by Ms. Hawley, do we have a second? Second by Mr. Davis. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is ordinance 448, amending the Articles 5, 6, and 11 of the zoning ordinance. This will constitute our first reading. Ms. Sanders.
Okay, these proposed zoning amendments are based in part on issues of the same Board of Adjustment cases, good planning practice, and to limit the effects of development on surrounding areas and infrastructure. Ordinance 448 amends Articles 5, 6, and 11 of the zoning ordinance. There will be a public hearing at the next council meeting.
Any questions for Ms. Sanders at this time? Next up on the agenda is appointments. We do not have any appointments at this time. So next on the agenda is the mayor's comments. Mayor?
Did down some of those little girls, I think that energy in the room, something else. And again, anytime you do something that's never been done before, so that's a good thing. I appreciate it. As Diane said, y'all provide the resources that you do for the community. I should have a preliminary budget information to you at the next city council meeting. So we will, what we'll do is we'll go over it, give you that information, allow you to look through it, and then plan on having a long meeting on the second meeting in September. And that'll give you all a couple of weeks for us to deal with anything that we need to deal with prior to that. But Shannon and I have, as of yesterday, completed all of our meetings with department heads to get information together. We'll be working on the capital request, the existing capital. As y'all know, y'all have approved multiple large purchases in environmental services, in the fire department, and in utilities that will all be put in. We'll front load those into the budget in addition to any other capital requests that we feel like we can fund. And then we'll also present to you all the proposed contracts for services and the funding to continue those, update those, etc. So that's what I'll be spending the next couple of weeks on. So, but we'll have it all ready for the at the next city council meeting, which is on September 12th. And then we'll request to pass the budget on September 26th. Any other questions?
Any questions for the mayor?
Shannon, anything you want to cover? I noticed Dr. White was here.
He just,
They just wanted to meet everybody. Well,
Okay. Before we proceed to go to council comments, for the record, I want to make sure that resolution 2023-7, two, 2023 did pass with 4 approval and 1 abstention. Thank you. Okay, next, council comments. Ms. Holly.
I was pretty dazzled that you were the 6 sweeties, the whole energy, the whole vibe, so youthful. It didn't even feel like I was at me. It was nice to have that. The coach was thanking us for everything. That it was the best meeting we've ever had with attendance since I've been on council. And it wasn't no complaints, it wasn't nobody mad about nothing, nobody on the side, in the front, flat. It was a beautiful thing. So I was grateful for that. And I hope that we have many more opportunities to celebrate our youth. So I understand that we got Pike County and Charles Henderson playing Friday night here in Troy. So that's something to do. Enjoy it out. So let's go out and support our Trojans. Also, I do want to extend my sympathy to, I did get the name correct, to Mr. Charlie Red Jones, one of my neighbors and constituents in my district. He passed on yesterday. He was a very wonderful, energized person, and even in his sickest times, I can honestly say it was incredible how he continued to bounce back, even in the most critical points. I look out the window, I've got a bad report. A week later, I look out the window, he's going out to the mailbox. Or you might see him out there plucking around the shrubs or what have you. He was that person, even in his best of health, who was always busy. I worked for years, maybe well into his 60s at Wallace Evans, as Ms. Moultrie had pointed out earlier. But let's just keep him and his family in our prayers. If you know him, reach out to him, his wife, she's a lovely lady, and they've been together a true lifetime. So it's a whole nother world, I'm sure. Other than that, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Davis.
I agree with everything said about the young people here. The Swedish was fantastic. That was a huge amount of energy and being positive, and can honestly say we're very proud of them, and their parents for bringing them out tonight and being here. This was something they would remember for a long time. Also, would like to say that District 3, this is the 3rd week of cleanup, so if you have any special needs, things that you want to move around your house, please call City Hall or 311 and get that done. I think some other people may mention this, but we, in the last week or so, have lost 2 businessmen from Troy that played a role in a lot of different areas, a lot of lives, from employees to people they work with to committees for the city. They make some serious contributions to our community over the years that they were here, and that was Mr. Ken Hendricks and Mr. Larry Meeks. So just think about their families and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. That's all.
Thanks, sir. Ms. Baker.
I concur with my colleagues on all the things that have been said, and we've only had that September is the cleanup month for District 4, so that will start before our next meeting. So I would go ahead and encourage District 4 to get ready for that. That's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Moultrie.
I saw those kids that was 6 and under, and I said, man, what was I doing when I was 6 and under? But it's just a testament to how the city gives and support children that were 6 and under. I don't remember being involved at that age, doing things of that nature, but we have grown so far and we have come so far to where we really invest in our young people. And I'm just thankful that we do that, man, under your leadership, because it starts when they're there. And everything that they soak up, like a sponge, especially when it's positive, all it does is makes them grow, and they can endure, and they can do many things when they have a adults like us and their parents, and we make available to them, things that they can just get involved in instead of just being on the streets. And so I just want to thank you for that. And I too have had some death in my district. His name was Ezekiel Potts, Deacon Ezekiel Potts, and he passed away. They're going to have his funeral on Saturday at Bethel. And so, you know, I know death is something that we don't control, but I'm so glad my colleagues and all of us still want to make sure that we want people to know that we remember those people and the contributions they make to the city. And that's all.
Thank you, ma'am. And I say that little girls that did a remarkable job, and I was sitting here with Mr. Davis before we were meeting, we were looking at them, talking about them, and I said, how little they are. They can't even touch them, their feet can't even touch the floor, sitting in the chair, but they did just a remarkable job of stomping everybody they played, and we were very proud of them. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn? Adjourn.
Just see how everybody's invited to stuff.